Hey guys, Joe from ReddingGamer here, ReddingGamer.com. Tonight we've got a little demo for you. We're going to talk about redirecting and charging in general. I have two armies set out here with 3 units each, one being the High Elves on this side. Eagle, 21 White Lions, mine are a little converted to have a little Corsair cloaks to make it a little more Calidor-ish. 6 Sisters of Avalorn, stand in with my main guard. And for the Tomb Kings, we have 4 Necropolis Knights, 6 Chariots, and 5 Skeletal Horsemen. So just some info about Warhammer in general if you're not super comfortable with the concept. We could all use a little more practice. Is generally, Warhammer is won or lost in combat, which by extension means Warhammer is won or lost in the movement phase. And some people will take that even farther to say that Warhammer is won or lost in deployment. But there's a couple of things and different maneuvers we can do to overcome some bad deployments. So with Warhammer, charging can be pretty important. For instance, my Chariots, when they charge, they do 3d6 impact hits at strength 5. That's going to maul toughness 3 elves. So what I want to do with my White Lions is try to get them to charge the Chariots or render them useless in combat while my White Lions can mop up some other hard-hitting unit. So we're going to pretend like we're in a bit of a vacuum real quick. Okay, this is never going to happen in real Warhammer probably. Is I'm going to move my Necronites and I'm going to move my Skeletal Horsemen away from the battle real quick. Pretend that these Chariots are threatening my Elven line by themselves. Okay, I'm even going to take the Chariots and I'm going to move them to their sweet spot, which is about, let's say 13 inches away. That's pretty obvious. They're going to make that charge, only needing a 5 on the dice to get there. And they're coming after my White Lions. Okay? So the easiest, most basic, simple way to redirect is I take my Great Eagle. I measure to make sure I can get within range. I take the Eagle, pick him up, and move him so he's 1 inch away from the Chariots. Now, by doing this, in the Tomb King player turn, he's forced to declare charge on the Eagle or not move. Either way, that's fine for me. Because if he doesn't charge, he's pinned in place for a round. Gives me some more board options. I'm controlling the movement phase, and I'm giving the advantage back to my own army. Or, he charges, closes it because it's an auto charge. Now, with 3d6 at strength 5, he's going to punk this Eagle like it's nobody's business. My Eagle will die. That's okay. My Great Eagle's 50 points. He can either overrun. Averages say he'll probably go about 9 inches or so, which would put him to about here, which is a pretty sweet flank charge for my White Lions. Or he reforms around his center to face me, and my White Lions are now within perfect charge range, being at 10 inches, only needing a 5 on the dice. So in this next example here, I've set up the Horse Archers. The Great Eagle and Necronites are going to stay on the sideline. This is, again, just to show you another example of how you can redirect, but also do something different with that redirect unit. Fast Cavalry are great because they're fast, they're cheap, they can perform that redirect role, they can harass war machines, and they can also block vital BS shooting. So in this example, my Horse Archers have moved up. I'm going to do my free reform, going conga line style. And here, my White Lions are now pinned in place, and my Sisters of Avalorn are now shooting through hard cover at these toughness 4 light Chariots. Just another fun example of what your fast cavalry can do. So our last example for tonight, we've re-racked the table once again. White Lion, Sisters, Great Eagle, with the Chariots being in a vacuum. For this example, I want to demonstrate the double fleet, which is one of the more challenging redirects to pull off in-game when we're not in the vacuum, but is also one of the best ways to redirect to your opponent, if only because our redirectors can survive, and that preserves their points, and it keeps them functioning for later turns. So once again, the Tomb King player, he's right there in my face. He's a little far away from my White Lions, but it's still a makeable charge. It's High Elf player's turn. I need to redirect the Chariots. Otherwise, he's going to bear down and crush me. So my Great Eagle, once again, 50 points, flies up, 1 inch away. I've prevented him from charging the white lions. He's now stuck charging the eagle. Now my sisters over here, they're not normally thought of as a redirect unit. They're great shooters with strength 4, and I want to keep them alive because they are 84 points, which is no longer really a throwaway unit. They're a little expensive. So they're going to slide up too. Now here's where the double fleet comes in play, where positioning is key. If I place them too close to the great eagle, then I might not get far enough away. The eagle could fly over me, and I'm not going to be able to redirect, and my sisters could get crushed. If I place them too far away, the great eagle is going to land in front of them, and the eagle will stay crushed. Okay, so that sweet spot tends to be about 5 inches apart. Averages say, we all know how good averages are in dice, but averages say that I should be able to do this just fine. So the Tomb King player declares the charge on the eagle. I elect to flee through the sisters. And now the Tomb King, I have to pass my panic check. The Tomb King player can either fail the charge. My white lions are once again just a little too far away to really make that charge without leaving him open. So he's going to redirect into the sisters. The sisters once again declare the flee, center to center being true, and they will flee through the great eagle, thus making it impossible for the chariots to reach and hit the sisters, making it a failed charge. They only get to move 1d6, and they'll move up, leaving them either open for a counter charge from the white lions if they move very far, or giving me more time to deal with them in later turns.